Okay, I am recording this today because um, I'm working on a project with CIVS at the moment, and that project is, um, well, it's this. This is a part of it. Um, this is the first project that I've worked on for CIVS, and I'm excited about it because I'm not actually technically started there yet, and this project is a social justice game for the previous chancellor, Chancellor Cohen, or Chancellor Emeritus. I'm not exactly sure how you say that. But the idea is it's going to be a simulator that's going to parse about 30 different people through a system of different types of judicial schemes. I guess I'm not exactly sure what you call them, but based on the um, prevalent belief of the society, different groups of these people are going to be eligible for a college education. So all of these people that you're looking at right now are mystery folks, and you're not going to know who they are until the end of the game. At which point, the choices that the class makes throughout the discussion are going to influence each of these characters. So, as you can see, all it is right now is just a list of characters that I can hover over and they highlight. When you click one, a little nameplate pops up, and you're given the opportunity to name it. The reason for this is the idea is it's going to be presented in front of a class of a maximum of 30 people, and each of these class members are going to be able to choose at random their avatar. Um, and what I'm doing is I'm just clicking the ones that, each person gets to choose their own avatar, which they won't know anything about it aside from they're just randomly picking who they want to be. And they get to name it. So um, when the avatar is clicked, it gets a little nameplate. When the name's put in, what did I not use? When the name's put in, um, it's pasted on the nameplate here. And let's say there's only 5 people in this class. You still want 30 participants. So when you click done, it's just going to put in hopefully unused names um, for the other uh, for the other participants. So you can see these ones aren't lit up. I can still move my mouse over them because at this point it would actually go on to the next screen. But you're seeing the active participants lit up and the inactive participants, the computer, the NPCs basically, are just named and not lit. So that helps you differentiate between who's playing and who's just a random person in the simulation. So the progress from this page is going to be, I'm working on this with 2 other people. Progress from this point is going to be, there's going to be a professor character that instructs you on what these different types of processes are and what they mean. You're going to have an opportunity to eliminate 3 of 7 of them. There's going to be another classroom discussion where they eliminate 2 of 4, and then a final classroom discussion where they eliminate 1 of the last 2, and the one that they're left with is then put onto or applied to these characters. And these characters, based on their demographics, which they do have demographic information applied to them, or will, uh, based on that is going to select a certain 20% and they're going to go into college. So I'm going to close this because I want to open Unity because uh, this is where the actual file this is where the actual file is. So let me see if I can open this a little bit. Maybe not. Okay. So the coolest thing about this so far is that this is the majority of the scene. There's 4 scripts. There's 2 game objects. The level manager and the camera. So um, all of those avatars and things are nameplates, names, avatars, GUI, um, are instantiated after the fact. So the way that that works is inside this empty level manager object, we have this level manager script. Oop, I think I clicked a bunch of things. Which has, for one thing, a list of names that the computer is going to be pulling from. These are just names that I came up with that were both short and, pretty unused. Hopefully that people will, not have those names in the class. If they do, it's fine. This is instantiating avatars. It used to only instantiate 15, which is why this is the way that it is. It's actually now for 10 columns and 3 rows, but that's not the same place that it was before. So it's creating 3 rows, which is why there's a loop, of 10 columns of avatars at a position and rotation. And those position and rotations are just wherever the first one is, and then add 15 units and make another one, and then at the end of the row go down 15 units and then reset the X. So it's kind of like a typewriter. Make one, make one, make one, make one, make one, go down a row, reset it, and then so on and so forth. What else is on here? Oh, and the done button is on here. So whenever you click done, it's going to go ahead and autocomplete. So that's why autocomplete's set to true. On the actual avatar object, which is a prefab. Can I click my prefabs? Yeah. This is the prefab. This is what it has. Avatar has an avatar object, which, these are models. That's what I'm doing. Let me actually click on here. So the avatar has an avatar object, which has a nameplate, which has a nameplate object with an avatar name. So there's a lot of things. There's a 3D text. There is a mesh for the nameplate. There is a controller with the script for the nameplate. There's a mesh for the avatar, and so on and so forth. So these are just like ascended down. Oops. But that's what it's all based on, is that prefab. And so the prefab has these scripts. Let me go back into that. The avatar script, which is this. It has a nameplate, the game object nameplate. It either is or is not assigned. If it is not assigned, it has a light map index of 255. 255 is the default empty. There's never going to be a light map in 255. What light map means is whenever you have an object and it's lit, you can save the energy of the computer having to constantly tell that light where that static object is and what that light looks like by mapping the light on it like a texture. So once the light map has been baked, the same way that you would have a normal map baked onto an object, you can save it and then mess with it. So if the light changes throughout the day, you can ease from one light map setting to another, or you can just have it go on and off like this. So in the beginning, there is no light map, but and also there is no nameplate. If autocomplete, then it's going to have a nameplate. Okay. In other words, once you click the done button, it's going to have a nameplate. If it's not assigned, on mouse over, if it's not assigned, the render is going to have a light map index of 0, which is the actual light map file. So if it's not already been assigned, every time you move your mouse on it and move your mouse off of it, it's going to go from 0 to 255. So if it is assigned, then it's going to stay that way, which is why it's staying at the bottom. Set the nameplate, give it a nameplate, give it a light map, and assign it to true, or set assign to true. So from that point forward, it's going to be assigned. Once you do the nameplate, it's creating, it's instantiating an avatar name, which is just a blank string for the 3D text, and it's going to change the text mesh component of avatar name, or it's going to change the text element of the text mesh component of avatar name, which is the game object, which in this case is going to be the text, the 3D text. So it's going to find the 3D text mesh component and find the text value there and set it to my name, which you can see is an empty string. So once autocomplete's turned on, if you haven't assigned my name yet, first turn the nameplate on. Oh, it's here. If the autocomplete hasn't been clicked, and if this avatar doesn't have a name yet, give it a nameplate, assign it a random name. If that name has been taken, try again. I'll explain that in a second. Find this avatar's name in the list and remove it from the list so it can't be chosen again, and put the name on the nameplate. So what this means is if that name hasn't been taken, is while this random place in this list is not empty, or while it is empty, keep picking. So in other words, if it got a name on its first try, it's going to skip that. But the reason that it might be empty is because once you've selected this, where is it? Once you've selected it, you're going to go back in and find it, and you're going to delete that one from the list. That's going to keep it from being chosen again. So the way I explained it earlier was if you have a name and it's in a list, and you go and you grab that name, and you check my name, you got a name, you're going to say, great, this is mine. You're going to remove it, and then if something goes and grabs that exact same spot again, it's not going to get anything. So if it doesn't have anything, it's just going to reach in again until it finds one that's not empty. So let's see, what else is there? There's the GUI, which is this GUI.text field is where the actual input's coming from. This GUI.focus control is just puts the cursor automatically in the text box, so you don't have to fiddle with that and go and click it like whenever it pops up. It automatically is in there. You just click the avatar and start typing. There is a little bit of fuzziness with this that I'd like to go into, but I know a lot of these things I did kind of backwards, and this is one of them because I did a while loop making this tab value, little tab, which is just null, so false. The while ensures it only does it once. So for some reason, this was doing it, if it's on GUI, it's doing it twice per update. But I just wanted it to do it once because otherwise it would constantly be putting itself back in that spot. So I was like, okay, just do it once, change this Boolean value, and then if you already did it, then don't do it again. I wasn't exactly sure how else to handle that. And then if you click the button, then it's going to pull input name into this my name value variable and assign it to the text mesh. So it's doing the exact same thing that it's doing up here, except that this is pulling it from an array, this is pulling it from input name, which is from the GUI text. So that's pretty much everything about this so far. And like you can see, it's just the one first level. It doesn't matter if you have 30 people in the class, you can even run it completely just with not real people, and you're going to know if that's true by whether or not they're lit. So hopefully I don't want to have a new level after this because I'd like these things to remain exactly as they are. I could always keep them as persistent, but at this point I do actually think that they are going, once they're instantiated, they are going to have a reference to an actual full profile with demographics and with a texture. You're just not going to see it. So at the end, those textures are going to be set to visible, and based on the demographic information, it's going to tell you whether or not these people are going to go to college. So should be fun. And obviously with this simulation, every time you do it, you're going to get a different set of people. So it's cool. If you just think about it as like a friend meter or something, friend simulator. It's cool. Another 2-day project so far. I can't say this one was really a 2-day project. I think that over the last week, I've spent a lot of time looking up how to use specific things in Unity, and I'm learning a lot, which is great. But today I did more than half of it, I'm sure. Okay, I'm going to stop this, and hopefully that was helpful. Okay, bye.